Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, re-looking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
I got rhythm. I got music. Okay, well, I got rhythm at least. Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. But you know, after Memorial Day, I don't put on the robe. It's off for the summer. So I'm feeling summery. Happy June 1st. Yay. I'm so excited. Do everything you want to do summer-wise, because before we know it, you already know. Labor Day already? Right. So what are your plans? We're headed, well, this weekend I'm going to be in the city, going to see a great show. The Romania team landed yesterday. The ones that were with us over in Romania just a couple weeks ago, they're here now doing a show at the Stan Mansion. There's a different show, one show on Friday and another show. I'm going to the one on Saturday. Daddy Dear, starring Mike Suvwika and his team, and we're so excited to have them here. Andre Dutu, the singer, he's here. And so we're doing that. In the next weekend, we're off to Charleston, South Carolina, one of my favorite places to visit, for a wedding of two good friends of ours. So that's going to be nice. Going to see a lot of the coaching rock stars there, because we're all in this family together. And we are here together today. What are we doing? Well, first and foremost, we are fulfilling that wonderful promise, that one that guarantees us that where two or more of us comes together, we've got that same mindset, that heart set, you know, that spirit of service to each other. Spiritual magic is what we get for doing it. So can I get an amen? Right. That's the bell of purpose. It's here every day. I ring it on purpose. It's not a show gimmick. It's not a prop. It's more or less a reminder, if you will, that when you hear the bell ring, just like the bell, the truth has a ring to it. And I don't want us to ever get so busy that we miss the truth that is out there to help take us to higher levels and help us to find and discover our highest and greatest selves. Can I get an amen? All right. So great show for you today. Before I bring in our guest, won't you help me welcome my sidekick? She's my Ed McMahon. This is Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. She's been here 6 years. And as far as I am concerned, she's not about to go anywhere. And one last thing, I am still on the brat diet. Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. I'm not having the rice. Here's the applesauce and toast, and here's the Nana. Food poisoning 2 days ago. I'm not gonna say where we got it. Panda Express. Oops, did that slip? Sorry. Yeah, my husband Brian. I came back pretty well. I bounced back pretty well. But he's still kind of, you know, so send us light love and healing, won't you please? So today's guest, I'm excited because I am on her stage coming up. Well, this is so interesting because she has an event that's 2 days, but it spans 2 months, because one day is in August, the last day of August, and the other one is the first day of September. So I think I'm the second day, right? Yes, the second day, the 1st of September, and we're going to be Tinley Park here in the Chicagoland area for the Xcelerator Business Summit. And she has got, I think it's over 30 incredible presenters. And when I say presenters, I say because they're not just speakers. These people are life changers, game changers, and they are going to be pouring into everybody who is willing to be open to being poured into. Okay. And so we're going to talk about that today. And I was going to read her bio, but you know, my nosy ass, I went looking all over on the internet and I found someone who could introduce her instead of me. So I'm just going to do that to save me that. Plus you get to see her in action. Take a look. Here's our guest today.
have a young lady on, and she's the CEO of Guero's Pallet Incorporated, and she's the founder of Solix Business Services, and she joins us to speak about her book.
Oh, a book.
Business Divas.
Oh.
And also highlighting the entrepreneurial journey of 22 women and empowering other young women to pursue their dreams. So please welcome to the show, Martha Razo. Martha, welcome to the show.
Martha.
Now,
it's amazing to be here.
Yeah. Now, Martha, I heard you were a mathematician.
I love the numbers. I usually have a clock with all the algorithms and equations.
Okay. As soon as she said algorithms, I got nauseous. I had to cut her off. No. N-O. No, thank you, ma'am. No. Were you good? Are you good at math? Put it in the comments. I suck. I am not kidding. Can I be honest with y'all? You know, Dr. Lauren is an honorary doctorate degree, right? I keep it real. I don't care. But the reason, I mean, I could have had 2 degrees. I could not pass that what was it? 9? What was it? 9 something. That whatever that freshman math was. I took that joint like 6, 7 times. After that last, I was like, look, never mind. I'll be a greeter at Walmart, I guess, because I am not going to do it. But she is incredibly bright. And one of the, for her age, she's a young woman. What she has done so far and what she is currently doing is just incredible. So like the young kids say, I can show you better than I can tell you. So why don't we put our virtual hands together and give a virtual standing ovation by putting hearts on the screen as we welcome our guest today. Here she comes, Martha Razo. I saw you back there covering your face when you saw yourself on the screen. How you doing today, Martha?
I'm very happy. I love the energy. I love it that you bring it all 110%. Thank you for that introduction. And I'm sorry you hate math. I'll make you at least say math is cool. I'll make you at least at some points be like, okay, it's cool.
Well, if that's going to happen, I suggest you put me in a coma first. I'm telling you what, math and me, we done went around and it has whooped me every time. But I'm a wordologist. So I get it, because when people when I come up people who don't like words, they don't like writing, they don't like speaking, that's how I'm like, what? It's the easiest thing. But numbers, you people that are so good at math, I honor you, because, well, we'd have a pretty sucky world if it wasn't for people like you. So Martha, at what age did you know you loved numbers?
Well, this is a very interesting story. So I'm a Mexican. I was born in Mexico and I was brought here. I'm the eldest. So I struggled a lot with the language. So I naturally gravitated towards the numbers, the mathematical language. So that was very natural. But to be honest, what I wanted to study in my lifetime was theater. I love the stages. I love performing. Yes, I'm an actress.
You are?
Yes, I can perform and act anything. The only thing I'm not that great at the accents. But yes, I have my own play that I'm going to launch next year. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, because I came to this country as undocumented, the school in New York, one of the best schools in theater, did not approved me for funding. They were rude. There's a long story, but they crushed my dreams because as undocumented, they said I shouldn't be in this country. Yes, it was harsh. So I gravitated naturally towards the second thing I was really good at, mathematics. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go study math. And when I decide what I really want to do, I know math. I know the hardest thing. So anything would actually fall back very easily. And I stayed in this arena, the numbers. It was very hard, but it's so rewarding, the problems that you're solving. You're changing the world without people even knowing.
Right.
Behind the screens, creating these algorithms. Thanks to the numbers, you have your devices. You get to see TV the way we're seeing and enjoying it right now.
Yeah. Wow. Now, wait a minute. Oh, you got me all twisted up in my head because I didn't know any of this. Wow. Let me ask you something, because I was just listening to something on NPR News just a couple of weeks ago, I think, about what's that program? DECA?
DACA.
DACA. Are you a part of that?
No, I actually, this is another story for another time, but I got
Okay.
my residency in a very different way. Not the most optimal way, to be honest. I'm not married, okay? I didn't get married for that.
Oh, thank you for clearing that up, because I was on a coaching session with Fallon Flowers yesterday, and I pulled up a picture. I said, "Did you see Martha's beautiful son? That's your son, right?
Yeah, isn't he so cute? He looks like mini me.
He is, and he's just filled with joy. You look at him, and he's like, I was like, oh my God, I love this kid." And so we were like, we would look. I was like, I see no husband nowhere. I think she's a single mom. And Fallon said, well, I knew she had a son, but I don't know if she's single. She just doesn't seem like she's holding all that, doing it herself. I said, I can see her doing it all. So I was
No,
right.
his daddy's around. His daddy's around. He helps and supports a lot.
That's awesome. Oh, if you want to eat, go ahead. That's why I have all that food in the show opener. It's if you need to do your makeup, do it. If you need to eat, put some cucumbers on your eyes, do it. Just keep listening, because we're here. It's like coming together for breakfast. So Martha, let's start by, we talked about the numbers. So what was the first thing you built that had your soul's DNA on it? Was it the book? Was it one of the businesses? What was the first thing you created that came directly from your soul?
The one that came directly from my soul is actually my first experience organizing. I was 14 years old in high school, and I struggled a lot with the uncertainty of being undocumented, constantly being told, oh, you can't do this, you can't go to college, you should work in a grocery store, stop working so hard. This was words from my own classmates, my counselors, some teachers. So I got frustrated. I'm like, there's something missing here. I do not accept the no. I do not accept the door shuts. So I started doing research.
That's right.
Yeah, I started doing research. I reached out to non-for-profits, and I found out, yes, you can go to college. Even if you're not a legal citizen or resident, you can go to college. So anyway, I started breaking doors, and I got really excited. And I'm like, I'm not the only one that has to know. I want to share it to the world. So I did. I went door to door to Little Village. I mean, Mexicans are not the only undocumented, right? But that
Correct.
was the closest community to me. So I went on foot and brought a lot of other high school students door on door, asking for donations. And I was okay. That a lot of them were like, no, I don't have money, right? It's fine. I told them, but that's fine. But let me tell you, your kids can go to college. It was like the most exciting news that I was sharing door to door to every person. I'm like, this is going to spread. So then I decided that money is a problem. So I started raising money, and I organized one of the biggest events when I was 14. It was a craft fair. It brought 435 people to the craft fair.
To raise money, to spread awareness.
To give scholarships to these undocumented students. And then I realized, okay, information is part of the problem, misinformation. And then the second problem is that these parents don't have money. Because I'm telling you, I will go and knock at doors and ask for $1 or $2. And they were sincere. I'm like, it's not like they were telling me, closing the door on me.
Yeah.
They were sincerely like saying, I don't have those resources. So I'm like, okay, I want to bring those resources. So this was discovery. It wasn't like I naturally realized this was a problem. As I was investigating and doing the work to spread the word, I'm like, oh, I need to do this now.
Wow. At 14 years old. Okay. So let's go up the road a piece. You graduate from high school, right? What year did you graduate high school?
Oh,
You're just a baby. You're just a baby.
2012.
Y'all see that? She trying to act like she had to remember 30 years ago. 2000. Girl, I have underwear that's older than 2012.
Oh my.
I'm just saying, for real. Shoes. So 2012, that feels like yesterday to me. And here you are. Then you went on to college and you have 2 degrees and you're working on a Ph.D.
Yes, it was a difficult path. So actually, and this is for everyone that's listening, do not do this. I left my home when I was 18. So this is when I was starting college. I was very prideful. And I'm like, I want nothing from my parents. Decided to leave. So now I have to figure it out on my own. And I did. So I had to pay for college for my tuition. So I went out to work at different jobs. One of the last ones I had was working at Chipotle. I was terrible. Dr. Lauren. I burned my hands when frying their their chips. The guacamole was oversalted. I did not clean their bathrooms at their expectation, but they still loved me because I was, yes, tell me how to do this better. And I was always punctual and I was showing up, right? Mm-hmm. And I was always happy. I mean, even when I got in trouble and I did a terrible job, I was happy. I'm like, okay, tell me what to do. But anyway, this is when my life changes. I didn't enjoy the job, to be honest, even though I came in with a positive mind and always happy.
Yeah.
I went back to my father, who hadn't talked to me for a year. And I told him, I know you don't want to talk to me, but you cannot tell me I cannot have a job. And I know work is sacred for him because we come very poor from immigrants, being immigrants. So he said, sure, I'll give you a job. So he had me working inside with all the men, which I am so grateful he did that he did not see that I was a woman and put me to do something else. No, he's like, okay, now you're going to cut. I'm going to show you how to use the saw and you're going to cut the wood. You're going to use the forklift. You're going to do all of this. So he put me in working as any of the men.
The same girl that burned the potatoes?
Yes, I was good at this job. So this job,
I would be scared to put a saw in your hand.
Well, guess what? I was really good at it. I was, in less than 2 months, I was cutting more bundles of lumber than the man. I was very good at the forklift. I even got certified to drive the forklift. I don't know how to drive trucks too. I'm so little, but I can drive trucks.
Wow. So Martha, I'm just amazed. I really, really am. And I'm just sitting here going, what in the world? Okay. So you reminded me, my first job was at McDonald's and I sucked. I didn't even last the first shift. Seriously. No, because I thought I was going to automatically be at drive-through. Because drive-through was a new thing there. And they were like, take this mop out front and police the dining room. I was like, what does that mean? And they were like, mop. Mop? I got this job to get out of the house where my mom wants me to do that kind of crap. No, thank you. So, of course, they said, well, then punch out, you're fired. I was like, well, do I still get the free meal that comes with the They said, no, you didn't work 4 hours. So I didn't even get the Big Mac. So anyway, but yes, so I get it. I wish I would have had the attitude that you just described as your attitude, because let's go there next. Clearly, that attitude, and let's talk about that, has served you well over the years. What I mean is, when we find ourselves in a situation that is temporary, and we must do what we need to do, which isn't always in alignment with what we want to do, but you must do it to get to where you want to be. So how did you ascertain all of this at such an early age? Was it your drive? Do you feel it was your passion, or what?
Wow. I think
it's not something everybody has.
I think my mindset has been since I was little, because when I was little, and I don't think I've ever talked to anybody about this, nor written on any of my books, I used to get bullied a lot because I was like an outcast. I was always very focused, right? And rather than hating and being angry at these people that will bully me or insult me or make a fool of me,
yeah,
I will go home. This is like me at 9, okay? So I think it just naturally came. I will go home and get on my knees and pray and just be like, God, I know they're not, I don't know what's going on, but help them. They hurt me, but it's okay. Something is hurting them. It's crazy. I still think about it back, and I'm like, wow, since 9 years old, I was praying for somebody that was hurting me, that will make me cry, that will make me feel less every day. But I still had the courage to be like, God, help them. They need the help. You're here. I'm here talking to you. You're my help, but they need more help than me.
Wow.
So to
Girl,
your
you almost made me
answer,
cry.
I think I just have it. I don't think somebody installed this in me. I
Mm-mm.
think I just came to this life with that gift or that.
It is. That's exactly it. It's a divine gift, and it truly is. It truly is. And look, it's what you led with it. You know, do you know how difficult? I mean, raise your virtual hands out there if you were bullied in any way, if you survived any kind of childhood trauma or abuse. Now think back, remember yourself to those times just for a moment. I know it's not easy, but I don't know where I could have reached to find that peace, to pray for the people that hurt me. I have it now, but it took me decades. What a gift. What a gift. Martha, man, you need to talk about that more. Let me just tell you, you really do. So, okay. So you keep going, you keep going. When did the winds of change begin to shift? Where it wasn't just from your side of the table, but people started started to accept you. And it felt more like a two-way feed where doors were being offered, opportunities were being offered. When, at what point, how old were you, if you remember, when that switch took place in your life?
It's probably 18 or 19. That's actually when I asked my dad. I'm like, I have nothing wrong with working with the guys. I actually enjoy it. I was very strong for being such a young lady. But I told him I'm studying applied mathematics at Illinois Institute of Technology. I mean, it's a hard school to get into. I need to be more useful in the office or in the operations end of it, in the using my mind, right? So he told me, well, here's the office. Figure it out.
Oh,
And
well, get on in there then.
yeah, it was scary because he had a shoebox method.
I knew you were going to say that. How? Why? Because so do I. Don't let the velvet fool you. Right. Girl. Okay, good. Go. Okay. Look.
So then I'm going to work with you eventually. Anyway.
Thank you.
So he eventually gave me access to his bank accounts, and he was negative 3,000 and some change, right? So he's making a check to somebody, and I pull him on the side. I'm like, Dad, you are under minus 3,000, and every time you make a check, you get a fee of $35. So stop making checks, or let's get this up. So that's when he clearly told me, he looked at me in the eye, Martha, that is what I have you now for, to figure the finances out. Oh my God, that put like a huge responsibility. So at that point, I took it serious. So I went online, learned QuickBooks. I got certified. I actually went to a few workshops. I did everything I have to do. I mean, I was good at the numbers, at the common sense, right? But there's a different side to business. I told him I want to learn everything. As soon as I got his finances organized into organized books and everything, I'm like, what's next? So he showed me about accounts, different clients, pricing. I learned everything there is to Pallets. I mean, the only people that I think know more about Pallets and the whole business is my father and my brother. That's it.
Wow. Wow. So you turned it around.
And this is what happens then. So this is what happens.
Okay.
We start getting pressured by the landlord that we are using up too much space. So then I'm forced to find a place for us. So we find a place and we get the bank to finance us. It took a year for the bank to be like, yeah, I believe in you guys. And we finally move into our own place in 2016. And I am proud to say, we own that place now. It's no longer the bank's.
Wow.
Yes, so I'm very happy. Our finances haven't been in red, and fingers crossed and knock on wood, we've always been on the positives. I've never seen a red in our bank statements. And our business turns a 360, it grows exponentially. during the pandemic. And this is why I started the summit. I'll explain more about it.
Okay.
But during the pandemic, many businesses were closing their doors.
Yeah.
I freaked out, okay? Because we're thinking someone's going to die or we're going to go out of business.
Exactly.
So I took everything I learned in mathematics, like I scratched to what I know best. I know modeling. I know how to make predictions, forecasts. And I'm like, okay, let me take all the data that I've been collecting throughout the years, because I've just been collecting data during this time. What decisions can I make using the employee data, the inventory data, the financial reports? And that strategy helped because we were able to grow our business to multiple millions. It was like we doubled. It was from 5 million all the way to 10.1 million. And we still grew the following year to about 14 million. But this was thanks to my family all working together, the honesty, because nobody's stealing from each other, because that's what happens.
Jesus, yes.
In other businesses, people steal from each other, working 10 to 14 hours and making the decisions on pricing and strategy based on the data. But can you imagine that? We grew exponentially.
You see my mouth? I'm like, oh my goodness. So your family, as they've watched you really steer the ship. Martha, I'm telling you, I am just amazed. Absolutely. And you make it sound so fun and simplistic.
It is fun. I get to be with my family every day. That's a big blessing.
That is a big blessing. So, wow, during the pandemic. Okay. So in the bio, we heard the two companies. So one is the family business, and then you have something else.
Yes, I have a consulting firm. So during the pandemic, I realized that a lot of businesses were vulnerable to a pandemic and economic shift. So then I'm like, let me do one-on-one consulting. So I decided to start my consulting firm where I teach other business owners the power of numbers, the power of data. But I got frustrated because that takes longer to make an impact. I'm still doing it, okay? So if anybody needs coaching and figuring out finances, cash flow is a first step. Like we can't get to data if we don't have the cash flow in place. I can help you with that. But anyway, I realized that I'm not going to make the impact necessary, especially now. We're dealing with inflation. And usually, if you know the economy and how it works, inflation usually leads to a recession. And there's a lot of warnings of that, and we're already feeling it. It's not like anyone can tell us there is a recession. I mean, just look at your business owners, your friends looking for a job. It's hard. It's difficult. We are dealing with difficult times. It's the reality. Whether it's called a recession or not, we're not okay in our economy. So I'm like, okay, I need to expedite this. So then the Xcelerator Business Summit was born.
Wait. Okay.
Yes. And you know, when I envision this, I envision it as everyone has to be there. It doesn't matter if you have a restaurant, if you have a storefront, if you have a radio podcast, if you have a construction, a pallet company like myself, if you're a consultant, if you're real estate, it does not matter. My objective here is to bring the people, the connections, the networking, the resources, and the information in many forms. I mean, from workshops, from one-on-one, from like you're sitting down and listening and taking notes. It doesn't matter what kind of learner you are, but I want to bring it all, a crash course of business to fill in those gaps, because there's nobody that knows everything. Even I don't know everything.
Right.
Nobody knows everything. So how to fill in those lack of information or those lack in your business to make sure that as soon as this hits rock bottom, you're not part of the rock bottom. You go straight and up like a rocket. I have a rocket here. So this will be you whoosh, instead
Straight
of
up. Right. Wow. So, okay. So let's go into the summit if we could. This is a pretty big event. And I do events in the city, just like you. Tell me how, because I already know standing when you start. You remember this part when you're looking for the venue, and you're going in and out of these different places. And then you find that one where you just see it. You can see the people, you can see the vendor area, you can see the staging, you can see it all. But then all of a sudden, the air gets sucked out of the room and you're back to the reality of
Like,
how in
what
the
did I
world
do?
am I? Right. So you tell us about your venue, how many people can fit in there, and how you came to the decision that you could pull this size of an event off for it to be your very first event.
So actually, on the venue end, I saw this venue a year ago. And I said in my head the thought, I'm going to do something here. That's the thought that came. That's it. And when I decided that I wanted to do the Xcelerator Business Summit, the venue came to my head. So it just aligned.
Yeah.
So I actually I call first and they give me an email. And I go in, introduce myself and talk about what I want. And yes, I saw the venue. It's huge. This venue fits over 1,000 people.
Right.
It's huge. I mean, it fits more people because there's a west side and there's a south and west side. So it's huge. It brings thousands of people. But for you've seen it?
Yes.
Oh my God. You go in there and it's just room everywhere.
I know.
Huge stages. They have a tech team there that just make sure that everything is perfect. It's fancy, and it has a hotel next door. So let's say you're going from Canada. I don't care where you're coming from. If you're worried about hotel and logistics, the hotel's right there. So you just fly and get an Uber. You don't have to ever leave the place because there's restaurants like a block away.
Yes, it is. It's ideal. Now, so then you find the venue. Now it's next. Okay, who am I going to put in here? And where am I going to find them? So let's talk about your decision making on how you brought the people that you're bringing, because you have 30 plus speakers or presenters.
Yeah, we have 30 speakers, and I put a form out there. I already had some people in mind, and I started interviewing. On Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. I said, who's interested in speaking at the Xcelerator Business Summit? So then I took 2 weeks to interview people. And in just 2 weeks, I was hustling those 2 weeks. I'm like, if I'm going to make this happen, I need to have some people in the back in my team. So in 2 weeks, I got all 30 of them.
Wow. Oh, remind me, I want to talk to you about something, because you've got this. I've seen the lineup and it is stellar. And I mean, I was looking at the names of the people and kind of cross-referencing, going on LinkedIn and different places, trying to see who they were, just arbitrarily choosing people. And I was like, wow, look at all these stellar people in their fields. And then I landed on that person you have as your MC. And I was like, how did she get him? I'm kidding.
Yes, Dr. Lauren is going to be the MC.
Oh my God, I forgot it was me. Oh, yes, I am. And I am so honored. I am so honored, because I'm going to tell you something. Outside of my own events, have I ever MC'd someone else's? I don't think so. Well, I'll tell you why. Because usually, and I'm not an event snob, but I create freaking awesome events, just a fact. And so if it's not right, I'm not stepping in it, right? But it took me that long. When I clicked over, let me see. Oh, I couldn't pick up the phone fast enough. And I tell you, that's what's going to happen. So tell us, give us an idea. And there's too many to list them all, but talk about some of the surprises that are in that 30 that people might not expect, or which ones you're most excited about, because people need it.
I'm excited about all of them, but one of my favorite ones would be Sanjeev Chopra. He is an amazing human. He's going to do 2 talks. On the first day, he's going to talk about the 2 best days of your life, when you were born and when you find your purpose.
I saw that.
I just want to hear that one. I cannot wait. I interviewed him. He is just an exceptional, very intelligent person. I mean, he's a professor at Harvard, and he's also a chairman at Harvard University.
Wow.
Over 171 publications. I mean, how do you even make that happen? His brother is actually Deepak Chopra. So these men
That's
are
his brother?
Yes. You have to meet him.
Duh. Girl,
Yes.
how did you pull that off?
I didn't. He called me.
Of course he did.
I even asked him in our interview, I don't know how this happened, but you called me. What happened?
You know, I'll tell you what happened. See, honestly, you guys, seriously, I'm ringing a bell. I'm going to tell you what happened. The law of attraction, the fact that you have been a great, not good, a great steward of everything you've been given charge of. When we do well with the pennies that what is greater than us gives us to do something with, this is the kind of thing that happens. It's spiritual magic. It truly is. And I'm telling you, it's a real thing. I know because I deal with it all the time. And people assume a lot when they see these things happening. And then when you tell them, I didn't do anything, they're like, you know, but wow. Okay. I cannot wait for that. I don't even, it can just be the three of us for all I care at this point, because I'll be okay with it. Now let's talk about this. I noticed that you are moving. There are a lot of vendors coming aboard too. So what kind of businesses fit in as far as vendorship at this event? Because it's huge.
Yeah, I'm still looking for vendors.
I reached out to one yesterday, Daryl Johnson. I'm going to hit him back up today that he needs to get his butt down there. Go ahead. What tell him how to get this part.
I have a list of it. So it's any company that has a product or service that's general for everyone. So if you have, for example, technology, if you're a realtor, products that apply for everyone. So like, for example, first aid will be a great one too. Somebody that uses them, accountants, lawyers, who else? I have a huge list. I have a list of like 20 names.
Wow. Okay. And somebody out there right now is going, well, is it expensive?
No, it's under $500 to have a booth, and you have 2 days.
Right. 2 days. And my events are usually 1 day, and my vendor booths go for $350.
$350
for one day.
It's about the same.
For one day.
Affordable. Oh,
but it's only 1 day. Right. So $500 for 2 days in Tinley Park is exceptional. Plus the caliber of people that you're bringing. See, I do kids events, so it's a little different. It's harder for vendors because kids aren't going to spend any money, but the ticket holders that come to support the kids do. But with you got all business people. Sounds like a great opportunity.
I found my list. Let me list it out.
Go ahead.
Accounting, consultants, software, lawyers, coaches, marketing companies, web developers, sales, human resources, insurance agencies, shipping and receiving, travel agency, IT people, fix computers, printers, server infrastructure, cameras, rent, lease of cars, governmental departments, non-for-profits, chamber of commerces. I mean, you name it.
Oh, I know. I heard 8 names pop in my head as you, can you email me that list?
Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Email me that list, because I'm going to tell all the people that I deal with, because I deal with the same videographers for 8 years, the same printing company for 8 years. And so I know these people, and I'm going to make sure they know about this opportunity. Listen, we're going to take just a brief commercial break real quick to pay some bills. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more with Martha. We've got a lot of show, 10 minutes still in front of us. So listen, get your questions about anything, particularly the Xcelerator Business Summit, because we want to see you there. We'll be right back. Don't you dare go away.
You can navigate the legal and emotional journey of divorce and exit a marriage the way you entered it, with mindfulness, love, and respect. Solace Divorce Mediation is a full-service law practice helping couples focus on the health and well-being of children and their forever co-parenting family. Our streamlined divorce journey offers flat fees with an estimated completion time frame of 2 to 4 months. If you or a friend need us, visit solacedivorce.com.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and we are here with the incredible Martha Razo. Man, my throat is dry because I had my mouth hanging open the whole hour. I'm not kidding, in a good way. And I'm just going to say this. I got 2 words for you. I wrote it down a long time ago, but I was so enthralled with everything you said. Here's what I have to say about you. Everything. So friggin' good. That's 3 words, but I added the F. I'm not kidding. I'm so impressed. So, Martha, you do know you're well on your way to creating not only legacy, but within that legacy, a literal empire. I know you must think about it. And because what amazes me about you is how you face challenges with, like, this little girl who looks at these huge challenges and goes, come on, let's dance, right? And then you just do it. Here's what I'd like you to do. There are a lot of little girls in the world today that don't have, especially in the world of color, that don't have examples that look like them, you know? So little brown and black girls, the underserviced, the disenfranchised, the marginalized, take your pick. Do you feel, as you are more and more successful, do you feel this pull, this sense of urgency, if you will, to make sure that you encourage smaller versions, other versions of the Martha that was bullied? Tell us about that. Does that ever cross your mind?
I do, and that's why I started Business Divas. It's not just to promote women to do business. Business Diva is a collection of 22 women that tell their stories of being business owners. But what I had them focus on, and I still get a lot of complaints from some people saying that, you know, this book should just focus on business. I have a balance in this book. It focuses on the narratives of these women because they struggled. Some of them had babies when they were 16. And, you know, when you are 16, people think it's the end of your life. Now you're just going to be a stay-home mom, married. No, some women decided to start their businesses when they were 55, 54. So the point behind the narrative is, yes, talk about their story as business owners, but really, where did they come from? Because in the story, then you become relatable. So when other women, even younger girls, read this, they're like, oh, that is my story. That happened to me. So that means my life hasn't ended. That means that I can still be successful. I can make my dreams happen. So just because you crossed a barrier, things didn't go your way at that point in time, or you had to sacrifice, like me, work at Chipotle or be away from my family because I left, your destiny is going to force you to be what you're going to be eventually. You're going to be like a river. At the end, the river is going to flow the direction it flows. And the same thing in our lives. So don't think that it's the end for you. because you're going to see through the stories, at least from Business Divas, and when you hear me talk, that none of us came molded the way people see it. We've all had to overcome barriers.
Absolutely. Girl, I'm just amazed. You can give me chills. Seriously, Martha, I'm just so many different emotions come flying and pouring through this space that I'm sharing with you right now. You know you're anointed, right? You have a divine anointing, Martha Razo. Seriously, and you're just getting started. It's just amazing how your sense of clarity to the issues and to the things that matter. And I know that during your journey, you're going to create so many avenues of give back and change for people that it's just like, I'm like, wow, I just can't, I feel so honored to be able to watch it happen. Let's talk, let's go back to uh the event. Let's go back to the event. I want to throw up on the screen for everybody, and I'm going to drop this. Matter of fact, let me do that right now in the comment section for easy use. There is the Eventbrite link in there, and we're going to put it up on the screen right now and let it ticker tape along the bottom. There it is. And that is inside your comment section right now, where you can go over and tell people about the pricing structure for the 2 days. Do you have to come for both days? Is it a la carte? How does it work? And what's happening on the first day as opposed to what's happening on day 2?
So the first day, so the whole ticket, I'm actually, my price is $111. I'm going to change it to that, $111. And the first day, and this includes the 2 days, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing it doesn't include is breakfast and lunch. So you will have to add that on. But to attend the event and be part of it, it's just $111, and it's 2-day event. I know it's
wait.
so little.
That's for both days?
Yeah, both days, 111.
And you know that's one of my angel numbers.
It is?
111. Yes, I was. Look, I'm not kidding you. I was going this morning. If you look on my phone right there. Now you know you didn't see me type anything in. I was up this morning at 3:00 because
what does this mean?
Well, because I woke up at 1:11 and I got up and I stayed up till 3:00. I look on my page, y'all. I was posting and 1:11. And here's another thing. Wait a minute. You got another number somewhere. That resonates with me. You said
88?
No,
111. I don't know.
111. It'll come back to me. So, okay, $111 for both days. Day 1, we get.
So day 1, you get to walk the floor and visit the exhibits, the exhibitors. You go to the booths, you go whatever booth you want. And then at the same time, for the first 50 people, you'll get to get one-on-one coaching. So you'll have one of the speakers or one of the business mentors doing one-on-one coachings in a separate room while the exhibiting is happening. Then when that will be finished, and then we'll get to be in a room in round tables. We're going to have Sanjeev Chopra do his talk that I just talked about earlier. That's going to be that day. He's going to give that talk. So then you're going to be in roundtable conversations where there's going to be a special expert in an area. So for example, sales, that would be one table. One table would be in marketing. Another table would be finance. Another table will be business law. So there will be 10 to 15 different tables. And then you're going to rotate. There's going to be 3 rotations. So this is really good for people that want to get work done. They want to sit down and have more of a one-on-one, not one-on-one, but more like, more of an intimate group. The second day is going to be exhibits again. So if you didn't get to see everybody at the booths the first day, you can finish up visiting the booths the second day. But then this is when we're all in the auditorium and we're all sitting down and listening to these 30 speakers, which will be split in 2 groups. There'll be The main sections will be in the main auditorium, but then we'll split for some of the different topics. There's 17 different topics: accounting, business law, marketing, sales, cybersecurity, HR, self-development. So there are 17 different topics that are important for your self-development and for your business self-development, to be able to become the leader, to build that empire, to build that legacy in your business. So that is more if you're the person who just wants to receive the information, take notes, and be on your own, listening in an audience kind of form. So, and at the nighttime, we're going to have a party, dancing. I love dancing, okay?
You do?
I love dancing.
Well, get ready.
Let's see.
Well, I think I can dance. My nephews and nieces call me Uncle Carlton because they think all I can do is that thing from Fresh Prince. No, you're going to find out. So, well, I am so very excited. And I think you're going to sell out or come pretty darn close. I'm telling you, I'm predicting it. I ain't scared. I'm telling you, this is so good. And Martha, real quick, tell us about, there's the number. It came back. 22 in your book, 22 women, because my gold cast, my story is because I had 22 mothers.
Oh.
Right. Girl.
What is happening here?
Divine appointment. All of that and a bag of chips. I am going to be there MC. I'm going to be there both days, volunteering on day one to help and to just pour into, and because I don't want to miss one drop of this weekend. And I know you don't either. Listen, use the link, get over and procure your tickets. And I'm going to talk to Martha about a way that you just might be able to watch this, at least day two, from the comfort of your own home if you can't travel to Chicago. We're going to talk about that. You know we're in television, right?
We can make it live.
Right. So we're going to talk about that. Martha Razo, where can people go if they want to just have a conversation with you, get with you about the consulting aspect, or just, I know you want me to put this number on the screen?
Yes, you can put my cell phone. I'm comfortable with people reaching out to me. I think he froze. I think it did freeze. So my phone number is 312-523-5561. Again, that's 312-523-5561.
Thank you, because you know how Comcast here in the Chicagoland.
And I'm easy to get a hold of. Don't think that these people who are successful you cannot get a hold of. Well, I'm very easy. If there's a word that I can say to you, is there a message, or even connect you with someone, I'm here at your service, because that is really what my life is, to service people.
This girl, I told y'all.
He froze again. Anyway, so I also wanted to add on to your question. What was another of my favorite topics? James Watson, he's coming all the way from San Diego. He built a $2 billion portfolio. So one of the things that I constantly keep working on is sales. It's not easy to sell. And many of you know it's not that easy. It doesn't come naturally to the majority of people. So I want to listen to his talk to have a plan in place to improve on my skills in selling and giving the world the products and services they deserve.
Are we back?
We're back.
I was watching you on my phone, so I was like, carry it then.
Carry it. So what do we talk about now? So make sure you give me a call, and I hope to see you all in the near future. And at the Xcelerator Business Summit.
Right.
2 days, August 31st to September 1, Tinley Park Convention Center. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. If you forgot the information, just text me. Martha, I want to be there. I want to elevate. I want to grow. I want to be a badass. Thank you so much, Dr. Lauren, for having me here. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Ring the bell. We should finish with a dance. Since we like to dance, we'll give people a preview of the Xcelerator Business Dance.
Oh, there.
TV is on. You're
I
home.
am so over Comcast. Martha, thank you. See you soon. We're going to get you back before the event one more time. But until then, keep going, keep showing, keep growing. You guys, I'll see you tomorrow, God willing, out front. And if Comcast lets me out, am I frozen again? Okay, there. And listen, like I tell you every day in closing, get out and be the very best you can be.
Be the best you can be, like Dr. Lauren said.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you
just wanted to get my face on here one more time today.